Bonjour, Kinamagi and Ireland Adijnakas, and welcome to today's Math Tier 2 intervention. Today's lesson, reteach 6.11. All right, we'll begin today in reteach 11, dividing decimals by whole numbers. We will go through this content and discuss, and then I will do a few for you here, and then you will be assigned a few as well to complete in a Google form or using this paper and returning to me, or better yet, texting and sending a picture to me of it and being ready for evaluation. The best way to engage in this content is to actually participate during the in-person sessions, which is strongly encouraged. We have those breakout sessions each day. Check the Google Classroom for your local listings. So reteach 11 today, dividing decimals by whole numbers. This is part of the whole process of determining that the algorithm is the same. If you can divide by a whole number, you're in good shape. It's just a matter of where do I put my decimal point. So we have the example problem of find 15 and 3/10 divided by 3. And they have it written here. And the key detail, and I really feel the need to highlight this, place the decimal point directly above the decimal point in the dividend. So you see how it's right here and it's right there, right up and above it. Once you have completed that step, everything else is exactly the same as it always was as far as dividing. And you should remember your steps. And those steps are divide, multiply, subtract, check or compare, and bring down. So using the problem that they have here, you see that 3 didn't go into 1, but it did go into 15 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. Subtract, you got a 0. You check 0 is less than 3. So you go ahead and you bring down this 3. And that 3 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, get a 0. 0 is less than 3. There's nothing to bring down. 5.1 was our quotient. And if you're checking for reasonableness, 15 divided by 3 is 5. This is 5.1. I think it's pretty comparable. Another way to check is to multiply 5.1 times 3 and see if you get 15.3. Those are all options for you, and you'll choose which is best in each scenario. So let's go ahead and clear all of that. So we're going to divide and round to the nearest tenth. So that means if we have an answer of 27.2433334, we'll just go with 27.2. So I want my annotation tool, and I'm going to go to red here. And I start over here. I'm going to do number 1. 2 goes into 2 one time. And I actually really should start with by putting my decimal point there. And I have a 2. 1 times 2 is 2. I subtract, I get a 0. I bring down, because 0 is less than 2, I get a 6. Goes in 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Get a 0. Bring down, I get a 4. 2 goes into 4 2 times. And I'll erase this momentarily since I'm into the next row. Get a 0. I bring down, I get an 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. And there's nothing to bring down. And we would actually round this to the nearest tenth as 13.2. So once you actually get to this digit, you're good to go, because you can round. You can then use that to round to the tenths place. So if you don't need to drag it out to the thousandths place or millionths place just to be able to get the answer. Because sometimes you might find problems that continue on deep into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear it. Clear all the drawings. Let's do 5. Let's go 3 into 6.9. I'm gonna start by putting my decimal point. 3 goes into 6 twice. 2 times 3 is 6. I subtract, I have a 0. I bring down, get a 9. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, I get a 0. So my answer is 2.3. I didn't go into the hundreds, so there's nothing to estimate. You will be asked to do some problems on your own. It will probably ask you to do numbers 4, 5, and 6 as part of the assignment. We will check those answers tomorrow in class. If you have any questions, reach out to me at mireland@sagchipschool.net. I look forward to seeing you live in class. Have a minagijigad, minwa bamapi.